Do you know why we celebrate Halloween? A long, long time ago, it was a night of great power. When the days grew short, all across the land, huge bonfires were lit. Oh, there was a marvelous celebration, and they dressed up in costumes, hoping to ward off the evil spirits, especially the boogeyman.
Good afternoon, everybody. Filthy friends and clean freaks, Halloween fans, and anyone else who happens to be in here right now. I might be a few days late to the punch on this. This is also sort of a rescheduling of the attempted live stream from the other day. That didn't really go over so well, so we're trying that again. Anyway, we got some pretty cool news over the last couple days here. Hey, Miss Carter, happy Wednesday. But yeah, there's been already kind of speculating on that just a little bit ourselves, but it seems like it is sort of a real deal situation right now, that the Halloween rights are up for grabs. How is this going to shape out in the future? Well, first thing I want to say on that is during the October special coming up, I actually do have a video already in the works for that. That will be put out on October 13th. Have Chris Snyder on there, and we're kind of going to be discussing our ideas on where the franchise ought to go. But it seems as though the rights are already up for grabs, so that's already a fun situation, a little more than we were probably expecting to have at this point going on. I haven't really read the article yet, but let's see here. So from Bloody Disgusting, that's probably one of the more reliable sources there. So Akkad has the rights being shopped right now. Pretty cool deal. I think it's still a little too soon, honestly, for anything to come of the property. And yeah, I probably should have read this article. I'll probably do something more with that later, just sort of reading about it. But, you know, there's two main parties that they're wanting to talk about. A24 is one that a lot of us have been sort of discussing amongst ourselves. Should they have the rights? I think personally that A24 could do something real cool with it. I did really like what they did already, and with referring to the Blumhouse trilogy, I liked that, and I do like what I have seen from A24. So I think they could do something pretty interesting with the Halloween stuff. They could play into some of the more cultic themes that are going on. Some of that, just some of the Celtic stuff, pertaining to like the old roots of Myers, and with the whole Cult of Thorn thing. I just thought that was pretty interesting, though, that it's already being sort of shopped around like, hey, guys, you want to take on Halloween? Do you want to try your hand at it? I don't know. I think it's a little too soon, really, for a lot of that to be going on. Seriously, they should wait a few years before they even want to try and get the wheels rolling with that, whether they're doing a movie or a TV series. A limited series would be pretty cool. Something very, very prequel-y is something I would like if they could go back to the old Celtic roots of Samhain more so, Maybe have some weird cuts to something that could be Myers or could be something else. As you guys know, I've always been talking over the last few years about taking on the anthology angle. Again, on the 13th, you guys are going to see that a little more in depth when Chris and I go into that one. But yeah, the anthology angle is something I really think they ought to do. And yeah, I completely agree, Miss Carter. They really should be waiting to take the break. I mean, that's, of course, what I've been saying already. I mean, I'm not complaining about it. I'm happy that there are 13 Halloween films to go back to. But to try and take it on already after you have just closed the door on what's going on, like Myers Corpse ain't even cold yet. Just let it be dead for a few years, 5, 7 years, maybe 10 even. I feel like we already had a good little few year run there, almost a 5-year run of new films. I'm not in any particular hurry to have a new set of Halloween films out, but I do find that interesting that this news is surfacing around this point because, of course, here we are just a few days removed, only 3 days out from the launch of the 31 Days of October Volume 2, the 45 Years of Halloween. Really looking forward to be doing that again. That's sort of the main reason why I haven't been doing a whole lot of stuff over the last month is just all the prep work that I have going into that. So really looking forward to that one. Just wanting to make sure that I can get that all out and done for you guys, because that's, you guys know, Halloween is like the love of my life. If you don't know that, well, now you know. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to kind of come on real quick and talk about that. Thought it was an interesting little bit of news there. Yeah, not particularly surprising. And yeah, I guess it's pretty cool that they did announce it within the 45th year. But that's kind of the whole thing. It's pretty cool that in this 45th year of Halloween as a franchise, there is a lot going on. Of course, you have the H45 conventions going on. I won't be able to go to that because traveling is a pain in the ass. But celebrating it my own way, of course, with the 31 Days Volume 2 there. But yeah, no, what do you guys think they ought to do with the Halloween franchise going forward? Hey, Zodiac, how you doing, buddy? But yeah, it's absolutely crazy that they're already wanting to shop that around, though. What can you do about it but just accept the fact that it is going to live on? I mean, I know that sounds kind of weird saying that Halloween is like my love as far as franchise go, because it's like, if you love it so much, wouldn't you want it to keep going? Well, yeah, in a lot of ways I would like it to keep going, but at the same time I really would like for it to rest so they can put more time and effort into making a nice quality Halloween film or another run of 3 or 4 films. I just feel like it's too soon, but hey, for all I know, there have been people writing their own little scripts and treatments for it. So there's a good chance that that's already something that people do have on the back burner. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still pretty conflicted on that. It's still a little early in the whole cycle of that to really have a whole lot of opinion there. But I just want quality Halloween is all. But something different, and I feel like to make it something that is truly and wholly different from the bulk of the franchise, you would want to sort of wait a while and really let some ideas sort of cook in your mind, And, there might be some good stories out there. Again, going with the anthology angle, that would be the thing to do. I think it's pretty cool also that there's that John Carpenter related TV series in the works there. That I'm actually pretty freaking excited about too. I forget the name of that off the top of my head, but I think that's pretty awesome. I think this is a pretty good year, honestly, for Halloween and Carpenter fans all around. So yeah. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to jump on real quick and sort of get some quick thoughts out on that. Uh, yeah. Let's see here. Hey, Pap, how you doing? Ooh. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea there. I mean, that like if you took that and sort of implement that with because sort of the idea that I've got in mind is you go back to again sort of the old Celtic roots. You have probably minimal dialogue. You're just really just soaking in the atmosphere there, and you sort of get the idea that there's some crazy ritualistic shit going on, and you kind of cut between that and then maybe like some late 50s, early 60s kind of stuff, implying sort of a young Myers. Maybe you see some middle-aged guy. Could it be Charlie Bowles? You know it is. Maybe that's what Reverend Sayer was after there. But hey, David, how you doing, man? But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought about what I think Halloween ought to do. I've just kind of thought up small directions for it to take, and I think I don't know. I just really wish they would have waited a little longer before they started to kick out the rates there. I'm not going to complain about it because next year I probably will be bitching about, man, I am hungry for another Halloween film. You never know. As often as I change my mind on some things, guys, I could be singing a whole different tune within the next year about no, they're waiting too long already. But honestly, I'm content with waiting a few years. Like, see, a TV series would be so kind of like they were seemingly starting to do with the Child's Play franchise, where they have the TV series and it looked like maybe they were starting to do another film series within itself that sort of runs alongside that, but not in the same timeline. I think Halloween could do that. Like if you found a way to like split the rights somehow, like had a weird anthology TV series going on, but also had a movie series going on. Oh yeah, no, I could totally respect that though, David. I know that the A24 that's a pretty niche market there. It's kind of the artsier stuff, but if they're taking Halloween in the anthology direction, I feel like A24 would sort of be the right hands for that. Uh, there we go. Hey Nick, how you doing, buddy? That's it right there. Yeah, I've been following that bastard almost 30 years myself, man. Shit. Oh, let's see. That could be fun. Like, but I feel like that would almost be a little too much exposure into the backstory. Like, if they, this is where it gets tricky because if I want to see some Myers backstory, I don't want it to be too in depth. I would like to see a little bit of it, but using like trying to find the right way to word that. I don't want it too heavy handed to where it's like Rob Zombie's Halloween, where we're getting this full. We are sort of in that position with that shaky cam. No, you're not just watching this. You are part of the action, fellow. I don't like that's not what I would want with that sort of idea of Myers at Smith's Grove. Uh, that's something that is going to be sort of talked about too in the uh, future of Halloween video coming out here in about 2 weeks now. If they were to do something anthology wise, they could do like a Tales from Smith's Grove type thing, but I don't really want to spoil that episode for you guys because that's a nice discussion there. But yeah, I don't know. I could just go in circles right now talking about what I think Halloween should or shouldn't do. I mean, of course, I want to see Myers back. I want to see an anthology. Maybe if they rotated hands every few years, like they could do something like that. And even run like two different timelines parallel with each other. Like, why the hell not, right? I mean, and I don't know. There's just a lot that can be done with that. What do you guys think is the worst thing they could do with Halloween right now? Uh, let's see here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. See, that would be kind of like with the whole sort of a Tales from the Crypt Smith's Grove edition type deal. Like that's kind of I think how that would go. Be an interesting idea. Yep. You know, I wasn't alive yet, but I feel like I've been done with Laurie Strode since 1981. On a good day I'll say 98. Uh, but yeah, no, that's a story that I feel has been beat over the head. We've got like three different ways to look at that story there. Four if you want to count Rob Zombie's remake, and shit, you could almost even argue five or six, depending on how you like to cut up the timeline. Yeah, that's one I actually almost forgot about. There's the see with all the Myers hype, I almost forgot about the Peacock series for the Crystal Lake. I haven't even really checked a whole lot into what's going on with that. I know that's sort of more your wheelhouse there too, Nick. So I'd be curious to see what you've got going on, speculating on where they're going to go with that. But probably help if I looked a little more into it. I don't usually like doing sort of news updates and stuff because I don't know. I feel like it. I know it's. I don't know. It's just not what I like to do, but it's fun to just kind of get that live discussion going on, like we got right here. I would hate to see it be remade again. We already, yep, yeah, and you could almost argue too that David Gordon Green's Halloween is almost sort of a remake there. Uh, like again, that's kind of where the whole requel thing comes in, where it's almost you don't need to see the original film for it. Oh yeah, no, 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 good God, no. Yeah, that's absolutely a terrible idea. I mean, it worked with Freddy and Jason, but Myers is a character that I don't think really works at all in the crossover realm. And if you did cross him over with somebody, I mean, you could almost argue that Halloween Ends is sort of the Michael versus anybody else there. Uh, but that really kind of, I guess, would depend on how you take Halloween Ends, whether you enjoyed it or not. Uh, like that was kind of almost a dry run. Oh god, good god, maybe that's what they were doing with that. Maybe they were trying to go new blood there, and it's like, hey, we're gonna put our toe in the water, see what Myers versus someone looks like. Maybe Michael versus the final exam killer. But yeah, no, that would be a very lazy idea. Fucking A. If I had a Creighton Duke clip on hand, I would totally pull that up right now. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna make sure to get some more clips on here for little pop-ups like that. But yeah, some Creighton Duke, man, for that. Let's see. I think a series would be good, but start from the beginning, tell the story. And that's one of those. That's an interesting take there. I mean, it's probably one that's very easy to be agreed upon, but then we'll come into that whole situation as a fan base because a lot of times we can agree on things, but a lot of times we disagree very much so. We probably disagree with things more than we agree on them half the time, but I feel like if they did it right, sort of following the Carpenter vision, but sort of putting a new twist on it, I feel like some people would say, "Oh, they're deviating a little too much. They're they're trying too hard to be like what they had in the first place." That's really why I think the anthology would be the best direction, because it's like, if we're gonna, like, if I'm making something Halloween related and I go with the anthology direction, I figure doing that I can piss people off, but I'm not going to be pissing them off by degrading Myers in any possible way. Because what if I did something with Myers that people didn't like? I'd rather they be more mad that I didn't involve them at all and still tell a semi-original story within that. That's just, again, why there's just so many reasons why I think the anthology is the way to go. The Final Frontier. That's the Final Frontier right there. I was going to say the Return of the Myers, but they already actually made one of those, so damn it, that Jedi joke don't work. The Myers Strikes Back. The M. Myers Strikes Back. uh, yeah. Yeah, no. I'm just having like horrible thoughts about Michael in space right now. Jason went there. He volunteered. Leprechaun went there. Didn't work out too well. That's an entertaining and fun film, though. I'm not going to lie. Let's see there. Be interesting to see Myers taken out of Haddonfield. Maybe get some of the surrounding. Yeah, that's something I really do want, is sort of exploring the Attack of the Drones. Sort of explore, though, the outer areas, like, of, I think it's Livingston County is where it's supposed to be, and you have Hardin County and Warren County and the surrounding areas there. I think it would definitely be cool to sort of explore that whole area for sure. I definitely would agree with you on that one, David. And definitely to see how, not only how Haddonfield is affected by it, but that whole surrounding area. That would be interesting. Like, even use Myers at like almost the most minimal level, even like use him like less than John used him in the original 78 film. That could be very interesting there. Yes, we are. Yep. Yeah. Not, it's like, seriously, with me, some days there will be one day where I'm like all about the Myers, like the Myers mania. Other days where it's like, nah, we need to do something different. And then other days where it's like, we need to do something different with Myers. Like, I don't know. There, like, sometimes that purist sort of mindset kicks in, but then there's other times where I sort of get that, no, we need to do something real weird with it. Get crazy and out there. Sort of yeah, it's, I don't know. Absolutely. Keep them in the shadows. And again, as much as I love this franchise, they should have kept it in the shadows for at least another year or 2 or 3. Fuck, you know what would have been a really cool idea is to keep the rights up for grabs under wraps for another 5 years, and around the Halloween 50th anniversary start saying, hey, we're shopping rights around, or around the 48th or 49th anniversary. That way we could expect a film for the 50th anniversary that could be something that completely stands on its own. Just an idea, but I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like a Halloween film to come out in 2028 would definitely be I feel like they would try and pull the Halloween 2018 card there. Like, but they would try to overuse like Easter eggs and nods there at that point. Like, I don't know if they did something like this is kind of a weird idea, but I'm thinking sort of do something like Skyfall. I know that sounds completely left field there, and it might be. I'm not really thinking about this as I go. I'm sort of thinking after I speak here. Sort of take that Skyfall direction where it's like you tip your hat, but you do it subtly. You tell a story that sort of feels like it could fit in with the original sort of timeline, but it really jumps out of the way to do something different, something that you would not expect. Take a risk, take a chance. Again, anthology is really the way to go. I'm gonna be pushing for that anthology, guys, and like I've been pushing for that since roughly post Halloween 2018, but especially more so now that the Halloween Ends has come out. I don't know why I call it the Halloween Ends. I, but yeah, no, I really think that they should wait. Whoever does acquire the rights, just get a nice little contract signed or whatever to where you can sit on it for a while without having to do something right away. That's really what it is. Just get the rights, sit on it as long as you can without having to do like the Jason X where it's like we just need to crank something out to buy time. Don't do that. Don't do that. That would be stupid. But be able to find a way you can sit on it and put out a good quality product. That's really all I'm asking for. Whether you have to bring Myers back or if you can go with the anthology, which again, fingers fucking crossed for. I don't know. That's really all I got, guys. Do want to just plug one more time. Just gonna say I don't want to plug this, but it's like this is my channel. I gotta plug my own shit, right? Starting here on the 1st of October,
Do you know why we celebrate Halloween? A long, long time ago, it was a night of great power. When the days grew short, all across the land, huge bonfires were lit. Oh, there was a marvelous celebration, and they dressed up in costumes, hoping to ward off the evil spirits, especially the boogeyman.
God, I'm fucking pumped for that. Starting the day after tomorrow. I think I might have did my aftermath right there. That's a terrible pun. I don't have the... I definitely need to get some little sound effects on here for those bad puns alone. Just that... Boo! Like, get some fucking heckler noises in there, you know? Oh. I saw Rambo Myers there. Hold on here. Said this about a couple franchises, but up until the last movie, Myers is basically indestructible. You know, they could take sort of that 40s Disney route without getting too political. They could definitely use Myers for some sort of agenda pushing shit where you send him overseas. Sort of like one of the theories that was speculated by one of the callers in Halloween 6 on the Barry Sims show, that Myers is a tool being used by the CIA. That might be the fucking direction right there, Miss Carter. That might be it. Would it piss some people off? Sure. Would it be entertaining? Most definitely. And that's kind of why I think that the rights should sort of be changing hands over the next few years. Like, after so-and-so company makes one or two films or whatever, you know, just let it change hands. Again, it wouldn't hurt to have some shit run simultaneously. But that would be an interesting direction there. And yeah, I like just that it would be different enough. That's what I like. It's just the whole idea of doing something different, because Hold on 1 second. All right. But Channing Tatum comes back. I could deal with that. I could work with that. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna have to cut this one short. There's some stuff I gotta take care of outside. But you all have a great day. I'll be looking forward to talking to y'all a little bit later. You guys know what to do. Play with the icons down there. Spread the love. Uh, Good idea or bad idea? We want to see that. I'd rather see that over the Jamie Lloyd returning. But anyway, you guys have a good one. Stay filthy. Have a great day. Peace.